10 Foods That Were Peasant Trash. Now Cost a Fortune title. American female narrator, witty, dramatic food history storyteller. What if I told you some of today's most expensive foods were once considered trash, poverty food, or even prison food? Food status changes fast. When something is cheap and everywhere, people ignore it. But once it becomes rare, trendy, or served in fancy restaurants, the price explodes. 1. Lobster. Lobster was once so common in New England that it was associated with poor people, servants, and prison meals. Now it shows up on luxury menus, steakhouse plates, and overpriced vacation dinners. 2. Oysters. Oysters were once cheap street food for working-class people. Today, a dozen oysters can cost more than an entire budget meal. 3. Caviar fish eggs were once eaten by fishermen and locals because sturgeon were abundant. Now caviar is a luxury symbol, served in tiny portions for huge prices. 4. Truffles. Truffles were once found by rural farmers and pigs in the woods. Now restaurants shave a few tiny pieces on pasta and charge like it's gold. 5. Sushi. Sushi began as a practical way to preserve fish with rice. Now high-end sushi restaurants can charge hundreds for one tasting menu. 6. Polenta was simple cornmeal food for poor families in Italy. Today, chefs plate it beautifully and sell it as rustic gourmet comfort food. 7. French onion soup. This started as a cheap dish made from onions, broth, and stale bread. Add cheese, a fancy bowl, and a French name. Suddenly, it's restaurant gold. 8. Bone broth. People used to boil bones because wasting food wasn't an option. Now, bone broth is sold as a premium wellness drink. 9. Kale was once cheap, tough, and mostly ignored. Then health trends turned it into the celebrity vegetable of salads, smoothies, and chips. 10. Short ribs. Short ribs were once a cheaper cut because they needed long cooking. Now, slow-braised short ribs are a luxury restaurant favorite. The lesson? Food doesn't become fancy because it changes. It becomes fancy when people change the story around it. Subscribe for more strange food history, hidden restaurant stories, and everyday foods with unbelievable pasts.